What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We up for the good reels, so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, the Brett Man's over there. Long time no see to all of you guys. It's been a minute since we've all been on together here. So, Brett Man, what the two of us are going to be doing today? We've been hunting for good reels all year in 2021. It's been a really good time, and so tonight we're just going to be talking about those 2021 movie releases, but not just all of them. Just a select few. We're going to be doing our most disappointing movies of 2021, our biggest surprises of 2021. Granted, there's a few big releases still to come out this month, Spider-Man, The Matrix, but with the scheduling and everything, we wanted to go ahead and get this out of the way because we have some other stuff coming to you guys later in the month that we wanted to be sure to get to at that time. So we'll give you our thoughts on those as they come out. But for right now, this is going to be our kind of discussion here today. Brett, man, are you excited to talk some 2021 movies today?
Yeah, and Chad actually said it. I couldn't even say it better myself. Let me get his comment pulled up here. God damn. Yeah, I am so excited, man. I am ready to go. Talk about some 2021 movies. Good Real Live. We got a little bit of a fancier look to it, or at least I'm trying to be, because we got some stiff competition out there. We want to be sure we're sticking to the competition while also still being ourselves too. And that's the one thing that will never change. I'll still go with my puns, and Brad will still tolerate those puns.
Not really, but I'll create the illusion that I do. So what we're going to do tonight, ladies and gents, is we're just going to break. It's going to be more of kind of an open discussion. We're not giving like a top 10. We're just going to kind of talk about things and see how these things line up. We got a few different little categories, I guess you could say, we're going to be throwing out, and not really in any particular order. We'll just kind of hit when we do. But we're going to be talking anticipated movies that did not meet the expectations. We're going to be talking about anticipated movies that met or exceeded expectations. We're going to be talking movies that weren't even on our radar that freaking busted right through the ceiling and sent us right to Happy Drive. We're going to be talking about some of those. And we're also going to be talking about our biggest surprise and our biggest bust, our happiest surprise, I guess. And Bert's got a couple other categories because he changes his list a lot. So he's He's got one. He's got a couple he wants to talk about that's changed. Either he put it a little bit lower and it went up after some time, or he put it a little higher and it dropped down like a freaking clown after some time. And I don't know why clowns are dropping, but maybe they jumped on the.
They possibly could. Like freaking Pennywise is out there just kidnapping your kids. So just be sure to hide your kids, lock them up.
Yeah, that's a drunk asshole, dude. I tell you, man. If there's anything to know about Pennywise,
holy fucking hell. But I will say before we continue on, if you all are new here or if you're watching after the fact, if you want to support our channel, be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe. Of course, ring that bell, ding, 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 so y'all know when the next set of videos or lives are up and running. And we also got our socials down there too. Everything is in the description. And what we're going to try to push more towards now on is we're going to be more on the podcast side of things. We're going to do our best. Most of our lives will be mostly YouTube, but some of the shows that we don't do live will be mainly exclusive to podcasting, but we will be sure to let y'all know which shows exactly those are.
Yeah, buddy. So what we've been doing, we kind of, obviously we hit it hard in October. We kind of set the reboot button a little bit in November, slowed down a little bit. Now we're kind of just picking things back up. We just wanted to kind of focus in on a couple things and get everything kind of a little bit more consistent because we, ADHD brain over here. I want to do everything at once, and Brett Man always is down for the ride, and it's just, it is what it is. So anyway, we just wanted to take a few steps back, and now we're here. We're back. We're ready to rock, and we're ready for a fun episode tonight. We got some other good stuff we'll talk about later in the month coming up. And Brett, what you say hi to the chat for us? I mean,
I was actually just getting ready to do that because I don't want to be rude to our guests. It just only recognized Chad, even though I fucking hate Halloween Resurrection. I'm sorry. But anyways, Miss Carter, what's going on? Saying hi to Chad. What's up, Heather? How are you doing? Kyle from Fleet's House of Horror. Hey, Brett Man, hope you're doing well and still working on an epic name for rebranding my channel. Yes, Kyle has some stuff, very good plans coming up, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does on his channel because I know he does a very good job. And we also got Caleb from the Dark Aether Files podcast. General Caleb, you are a bold one for showing up. And then the Punisher will die tonight. It will never die. Oh, what's the star thing next to the chat? I want to click it real quick and see what it does.
No. I'm just kidding. I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know. I'm just going to leave it there and see what it does because that's apparently a new feature from StreamYard. I still need to do research on. Flamethrower Fluff. I told you it was a new logo. Yes, all we did was just put live in an exclamation point. That's it. Because we love this logo that Chris Snyder made for us, and it's really hard to go against it. But we do got some other new cool looking fancy. Well, I would say fancier, but more organized logos that we'll show off later on. When the time is right. Speaking of Chris and our logo, what's going on, Chris Snyder, who is working on his project of the House of Sinclair, the unofficial prequel for the House of Wax remake from 2005. I know he and his team are working extremely hard, and you can bet your ass when it gets out there, we will do trailer reactions, we'll do reviews. You got it, buddy. You just tell us. Hell, if you just need me to be in the Speedo, I'll do it. I don't know what
he's lying because he ain't gonna do it. He'll say he'll do it. He ain't gonna do it. I can promise you. But anyway, yeah, check that shit out on Facebook. It looks really cool. I'm really excited about it. Obviously, a lot of passion going into that. A lot of good names attached to it too. It should be really badass. So just check that out. He's got a Facebook page. House Sinclair, is that the name? I can't remember the name.
House of Sinclair.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be really cool.
And Chris, if you want to post a link in the comments section too, I know everybody in the chat is a follower, but just in case if somebody new to the channel wants to click on it, just send it down there.
Absolutely, dude. Okay, so let's get started with some of this here tonight. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Again, 2021 movies. I guess we can start off with some of the negative stuff, Brett, man. What do you say we start off by talking about?
I don't want to go negatives first. I want to get positive. Get the rise out of some of these movies. I don't want to start on a Debbie Downer.
Well, I figured we get some of the lighter things out of the way.
But I couldn't agree more with you. So I'll let you go first.
Get it out the way. So let's talk about some anticipated movies or movies that we're anticipating, I should say, that did not meet the expectations. They were disappointing, to say the least. And yeah, let's just kind of talk about those for a little bit, man. I mean, right off the bat, what from 2021, what stands out? You don't have to go through all your list at once if you don't want to, but what are a couple things that kind of stand out from this year that were disappointing to you?
All right. For the first three questions we have, I've picked 5 movies and I tried my best to make them different. I think I did a pretty decent job with it. So let's go ahead and go with my first movie let's see here. Movies that were anticipated that didn't meet expectations. I'm going to go with the Slumber Party Massacre remake. I was really looking forward to it with sci-fi because I know usually the Sci-Fi Channel nowadays doesn't hold back on the violence, aka the Chucky show was extremely violent and the language. So I figure, the Slumber Party Massacre, I could trust these guys to do it. Or if it's going to be on the Sci-Fi Channel, it's got to be good if you're going to put it on TV, or at least it'd be decent. Watched it. I was not a fan at all. I was really disappointed with some of the directions they decided to go with the movie and the direction of the kind of like it just didn't have like the feel for me of a Slumber Party Massacre of like the OG, even though I wasn't really a fan of the original to begin with, but I was hoping they revamp it up to a newer style. But just to me, it fell flat for the most part. There's some good moments in there, but just overall, just flat.
Okie dokie. What would you rate that movie on a scale of 1 to 5?
See, I'm going to pull up my Letterboxd for most of these, but I'm pretty sure I have it out of 2 out of 5. But I was expecting with it to be like a 3.25 originally.
Right on, guys. So for me, the one thing, obviously, let's just go ahead and nip this in the bud right out the bat. One thing that I was really looking forward to this year that did not meet expectations is Halloween Kills. At the end of the day, again, I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's the worst thing since sliced bread or anything like that. So I mean, it's not going to go in my biggest blunder, biggest blunder or whatever category here today. But it is one that the first trailer they freaking showed us, or the last trailer, I guess, was so badass, and it made my expectations. I'd probably go too high, through the roof. So when it finally came out, obviously to me it was a little bit disappointing. I think I got it at a 3 out of 5, maybe a 2.5, 2.75, somewhere in there. So that's one for sure that is on this list for me.
Yeah, and I figure you were gonna just go ahead and just hit hard on that list and go with Halloween Kills. And shockingly, I have not on my list. I honestly did not put Halloween Kills on there because I just do a like it's good but it's bad, just straight in the middle of your average Joe's gymnasium. It's just a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
disappointment, but a lot of good too.
Again, yeah, I don't think it's horrible. It's just my expectations. This is all about not movies that didn't meet our expectations. So mine were up here, and it came in somewhere down here at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And Frank, what's going on, my friend? He says, "Ouch, Brad pulling the band-aid off quick with kills." Yeah,
You
it's
got to
kind
get
of
out of
like
the way early.
I'm gonna do it on the count of three. One, like literally,
You got to
that's
get
what
it out of the way early, dude. You just got to get it out of the way early.
And then Heather says, I am such a fan of the Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah, and sometimes the Sci-Fi Channel has a lot of hit and misses. It all just really just depends. I know why Heather pretty much said that exclusively, because I believe there's a little thing called Sharknado. That's a Sci-Fi exclusive. So I bet that's why. And even though I enjoyed the first Sharknado, but trust me, we will get further down the line with Sharknado.
Right on.
So you want me to go with my second one, like keep going back and
Yeah, go
forth?
ahead.
You want to do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
snake
Again,
draft? But
yeah, it's just a conversation. You don't have to go too structured or anything with it. Just kind of,
sure. My next one, and Chris Snyder, if you're in this chat, you're going to kill me on this one. But Psycho Goreman, I was really pumped up for this movie. The trailer, I was instantly like invested in this. I'm like, okay, this is going to be badass. This is like kind of like in a way, kind of Power Rangers, but with a horror aspect. It was not all that I expected it to be. I was really, really disappointed. I almost like wasn't even laughing for most of the jokes. And the little girl that's in the movie, oh my God, dude, I wanted to punch her in the face so bad of just being such an annoying little character. And I'm guessing that's like just what they were going for. I just absolutely cannot stand it. And just Psycho Gorman was just a disappointment.
Cool, man. I can dig. Another one I had on the list here is Spiral. It kind of in the same boat as Halloween.
Damn, we're pissing Chris off right now.
I'm sorry, Chris. It's nothing personal. Again, it's not a movie that I hated. It just didn't quite get to the point that I was wanting it to get. Again, that's my fault probably for setting unrealistic expectations. But I am such a Saw franchise guy. I love the franchise. And don't get me wrong, this is still one of my favorite movies in the franchise. But I really thought this was going to completely bust open everything we thought we knew about Saw and do something completely off the chains. And it just didn't quite go to those levels that I expected it to go. Again, don't think it's a bad movie. It's in my top half of my 2021 movies all day, but for me, it was disappointing. And kind of piggybacking off of that would be, The Conjuring. That's another one too that I really didn't. This one was more disappointing. This one I actually don't think is a good movie. The Devil Made Me Do It. And I really didn't have high expectations for this one, and it still failed to meet those expectations. So that's telling you something. I really didn't think this was going to be any good once James Wan, wasn't coming back to do it. There are moments of it I like. I actually watched a lot of it again the other day. There's moments of it that I really like, particularly in the first act, but it just kind of goes so many different directions. And for me, it's one of my most disappointing movies of the year, but it's not going to be my biggest bust. It's not my biggest bust. We'll save that for later.
But no, let's go ahead and that's a nice segue because mine in this particular list is also The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. And as anybody just knows me on the channel, the first Conjuring, top 3 favorite horror movies of all time. Number 2 to be exact. Used to be number 1, but Scream recently just overtook it. But love the franchise. I actually have a really good time with the franchise, but when they announced the third one, and they talked about the whole courtroom aspect to the film. I'm like, yes, we're going to get The Conjuring, but it's going to be like The Exorcism of Emily Rose. And that is a 5 out of 5 movie, by the way. But then when we actually watched it, and from the first trailer, easily not what I expected. It just went more towards the side of curses versus spirits and all that. And it's an interesting direction to go. I just felt like they just didn't do a good job executing it. And all the jump scares were predictable, and I didn't really jump at all. So just it's disappointing. Like I still gave it like a 3 out of 5, but I feel like it's just a movie I'm really not really going to revisit again anytime soon. I'll just keep going back to Conjuring and Conjuring 2.
Yeah, man, same. Yeah, I have zero interest. The only reason I watched it because it was on demand. Anyway, so yeah, for me, I think really the last thing I have in this category, save for my biggest bust, which I'm going to save for later, is going to be Candyman. This is another one that I look forward to. I looked forward to this one for years. I really had high expectations. The first trailer made it look really good, really intense. Tony Todd was coming back, right? We were all really pumped about it, and I know a lot of people like this movie. For me, I didn't like it at all. I found it very disappointing. Not going to get into the political aspect of it at all and all that, stuff. But the biggest thing it did with me is that it didn't. Candyman's not scary in this movie at all, right? Growing up, he was one of the scariest horror icons out there that I ever saw. I was freaked out. I still don't sleep on my back because I'm afraid Candyman's going to come get me in the middle of the night. But I mean. But at this point in this movie, he's pretty much like, I mean, he's almost a superhero in this movie. And you're on his side throughout the whole journey, which is good for certain reasons, but as far as being a horror icon, he's not scary in this movie, and that for me is what this made me disappointed in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just like a lot of the political stuff with it too, just kind of drives me away and just ruins the focus of the movie too. But I'm not going to get into that. That's why I didn't even bring Candyman up to this particular list. But I pretty much got let's see here, 2 more disappointing movies, and then I'm going to address Heather's thing in the chat about her disappointment movies because I finally figured out what the star thing means. It means that we can save chats, and so when there's a chat we want to address, we can go back to it and find it quickly. That's what the star's for. But
nice.
Besides the point, my next one I'm going to go with is Army of the Dead on Netflix. The first major complaint I have it, and if y'all know me, it's too damn long. 2.5 hour movie. I think that's way too long of a movie, especially on Netflix and when it involves zombies. But I just wasn't a fan of it. Just for me with zombies, they just didn't do much for me. And Batista's performance is just okay. And the characters I just didn't really care about. Cool concept though, like zombies, Las Vegas. Zombie tiger, but if I just wanted a zombie tiger, I'd just go watch the Walking Dead with the tiger in it. But so I just thought it was just okay, 3 out of 5. And the last one, and this one really hurts me to say this one, it's Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Really disappointed it didn't live up to the hype because they had a lot of potential with this movie, with the first one being it should have been rated R versus PG-13, but just the only thing you're really pretty much waiting for in the entire movie is just the third act of just Venom and Carnage fighting. They just real quickly went through the story and they really fleshed out characters when you have such an interesting character in Cletus Cassidy with Carnage. You have such a good story to tell, and you could have Tom Hardy, the reporter, tell that story and go into depth and just let people know about his story, especially with the audience. They just didn't do that. They just fully focus on Tom Hardy and Venom, the bromance in that, which we pretty much already had that before with the first Venom. And the mid-credit scene, that's just the only other thing. The mid-credit scene is really the most important scene of the whole movie, and just the third act, it'd be just like a good CGI fight.
Yeah, man. A couple of the things I just want to mention real quick. I don't know if they're on your list at all anywhere, Bertman, but these aren't really movies that I had expectations for that much, but I still thought they would be better than they were. And one of them would be Godzilla versus King Kong, or Godzilla versus Kong, or whatever it was called. I thought that was.
I almost put that on there.
Yeah, I didn't really care. I wasn't really excited for this movie, so I didn't count it. But I just still walked away. I mean, it's in my bottom 5 for the year, and I just don't like it. Mortal Kombat's kind of in that same boat, though I like that one a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and
but that's it for this category.
I could not agree more with that, especially with Mortal Kombat, which I thought it was just okay too, but not what I expected it to be, but not as bad to make this particular list. And I gotta say, what is up, Steve Merlo? Long time no see. We hope you and your family are doing well, especially with your fan film project on the Sawyer Massacre. Dude, I am so excited because I know that fan film is just going to blow fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 out the damn door. And we don't even have to like release anything yet because we already know your fan film's going to be better.
Long time no see, more like long time no Steve. Am I right?
Oh
God,
my
missed
God.
you.
I'm supposed to do the damn puns.
Yeah, but I took this one. I did want to point out Miss Carter and Horrorhead are disappointed about the Candyman talk. I know a lot of people like the movie, and I think it's a really well-made movie. I think, objectively speaking, it looks great. There's really good things they did with it. They ruined the character of Candyman, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think it's just slowly starting to go down too on my list too, which would be the one that I highlight in that particular section. Stay tuned and find out. But I want to address Heather's comment about her disappointment movies, and those are Halloween Kills, Till Death. Okay, I'm surprised on that one because I thought Till Death was a really strong welcome back to horror movie for Megan Fox and Psycho Gorman. And I can agree with Psycho Gorman and Halloween Kills, but Till Death, I actually really enjoyed that movie.
Is I
all right.
Let's move on. Let's go ahead and get to I think let's go ahead and talk about the movies that, because there's probably not a lot on this list, but movies that we were looking forward to and they met expectations or exceeded expectations. Met or exceeded expectations, my friend.
Okay, so movies we were anticipating to succeed expectations and that they did.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so no, sorry, I'm just making sure.
Movies we're looking forward to that met / exceeded expectations.
Okay, I just want to make sure because we got one that weren't on our radar. I just didn't want to read them.
Yeah, we'll do that one next.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight here. Alrighty, my first one, Brad. I know you're going to mention it, so I might as well go ahead and get that out of the way. No Time to Die.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not only exceeded expectations, but blew it out the damn door. And it's all thanks to the third act. And I know most people in this chat are not the biggest Bond fans, but if I challenge you to watch a Bond, it would be this one. But of course, watch the ever Daniel Craig ones. But it's just this movie of No Time to Die is such an amazing payoff and just finishes the whole story of the Daniel Craig Bond era. It was so much fun. It was a 2 hour and 45-minute movie. I normally complain about the length of the movie, but this one, I could have sat there for 4 hours because they were telling such an amazing story, great action, great performances, especially Ana de Armas. I know I'm always butchering her name, but I absolutely loved her. I think she stole the show of that movie. So easily No Time to Die. And Brad, go ahead because I know you're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree entirely with what you said. This is kind of the opposite of some of the ones I was talking about earlier, right? My expectations for this weren't that high. Obviously, I was really hoping, I had my fingers crossed that it was going to be great. But I went in, it's been a long production. They changed directors after it started pre-production. Obviously the delays, they can't really do much about that. But obviously Spectre was kind of a letdown. Daniel Craig's older now than he was then. And I was like, is he going to bring his A game or is he going to be like he was in Spectre and all these questions? But man, it absolutely blew me away. It blew me away. And I thought it was actually, it went back to those original kind of Daniel Craig style Bond movie roots that we've seen before. And Daniel Craig, it brings in his second best performance of the franchise, his second best performance that he's done in the Bond franchise. And I mean, it was great. It totally, launched itself in the top 2 of Daniel Craig's Bond movies for me, which I didn't think could be done. I didn't think Skyfall would be replaced at number 2, but it was. Mm-hmm. And I still stand by that. I think it was absolutely amazing.
Scott, exactly. Sorry, I got a little mixed up because I thought you were talking about Casino Royale, but you meant Skyfall. The next one, this one I had very good expectations for. I was so looking forward to it when I even first heard about it about a year and a half ago, and that is *Malignant* from James Wan. Speaking of James Wan, damn, welcome back to the horror genre with *Malignant*. Not only was it a damn good movie, it definitely exceeded my expectations because it told such a unique story. The way they used the lighting, they gave us great, good characters to stand behind, and just that third act is batshit crazy, man. Once the twist comes up, which I did not expect for them to go that direction. I've never seen that in a horror movie. So Malignant, bravo, James Wan. I was not disappointed. It's just greatly exceeded my expectations.
Absolutely, man. That's a great pick. I'll talk about that one a little bit here in a bit. You know what? I'll go ahead and throw it in there since we're talking about the movie already. But yeah, I agree. It's for me, it was an out of nowhere category because I kind of heard about it. James Wan's doing another movie, but hell, it was like August, and I'm like, oh, James Wan's got a horror movie coming out next month, and I was like, what? And saw the trailer and everything. Went into it. Absolutely loved the hell out of it. One of my favorite movies this year, and yeah, I thought it was great, and just the style, the campy style they threw into it. Annabelle Wallis was absolutely amazing as the lead in the movie, and it's just a hell of a good time. It really going back to the '80s kind of campy vibes, and he knocked it out of the park in my opinion. Just a great time. But as far as going into the anticipated movies, a big one for me is Suicide Squad. Right, it's one that I was looking forward to a little bit. I wasn't super excited about it because the last one was a shit show. But this one comes out. I get, it starts off with a bang with the Rotten Tomatoes score starting out at 100 for a while, and all this hype going in, and I'm like, oh well, no way, right? So I went and saw that bad boy, loved it for a while. It was my favorite movie this year, and it's went down a little bit slightly since then, but it's still my top 5 for sure, I think. And yeah, it's absolutely awesome, man. It's just such a fun time. I saw it twice in the same day, which I haven't done that in a really long time. That's how fun this movie is.
Yeah, and it's just, again, a problem with that, too. It's 2.5 hours long, too. But it was such a good time. I wasn't bored with it. But my expectations were pretty much met. I knew what I was going to get out of this. I actually didn't mention Suicide Squad in anything on this, just because when you put James Gunn in Suicide Squad with a bunch of characters, you knew he was going to do a great job with it. So that's why it wasn't even anticipated. Like, I knew I was going to see it. I knew I was going to like it, and I knew what I was going to rate it. And all of it was pretty much nailed right on the mark of a 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Hell yes.
And then, I want to say hi to Jonathan. What's going on, man? And he says, Malignant deserved better at the box office. Yeah, it really did. However, that was at the point we were still with the global bastard, that the theaters were slowly trying to get back to the full swing of things. They kind of used Malignant as a little bit of a test subject, really, just to get back with Halloween Kills. So it did hurt from that. But just know, sometimes box office numbers don't tell the full story of movies, especially with the time frame. Malignant definitely did deserve better, and I feel like it will be a classic throughout the years of horror.
I hope so, man. I agree entirely. I wish it would have done better because I wouldn't have minded. I mean, you could have maybe done a sequel with it. I don't know. I think they've actually kind of talked about it.
I think they still could. Yeah, I think they did talk about it, which I'm going to be skeptical. The only way you can have me or sell me on a sequel is if James Wan is the director again.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that was a great time. Absolutely a great flick, man. Absolutely a great flick.
So, do you want me to piss you off, or do you want me to keep on throwing some good ones?
Piss me off.
All right, you ready for this?
Yes.
Willy's Wonderland.
Oh,
God, yes. Screw you. I love this movie. I loved Willy's Wonderland. Like, I fell in love with the trailer immediately. And then when I actually got to watch the movie, like, I bought the Blu-ray and everything, got me a big plate of wings, hung out in this movie room and watched it on the big screen right there. And I loved every damn moment of it. It definitely way exceeded my expectations, which I was surprised with Nicolas Cage, what direction they gave him with his character, which I thought it was unique and different. And I loved it. And I actually believe that for me is one of Nicolas Cage's best performances to date.
Get out of here. Just go get out of here, dude. What are you doing?
Nope. Coming in here I'm not going anywhere. You just got to give it a second chance. It's your fault.
He didn't even perform. He didn't even perform. I'm not going to get into this.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to
have more Nicolas Cage talk coming up. Don't you worry, guys and gals. Nicolas Cage will be coming back.
Yeah, and I will defend him. So
yes. Well, I'll defend Nicolas Cage all day, but I'm not going to defend him in that. Yeah, he was the best part of the movie, undoubtedly, but still, the thing was just weird. Heather's just said she's bought it, but she hasn't watched it yet. Let us know what you think.
Watch it, please.
You might like it. yeah, to me, I thought it was incredibly silly and dumb. But
it's Willy's Wonderland. It's supposed to be like that.
But it wasn't fun
You
enough.
should have
To,
watched
it
the
wasn't.
movie
They
at
didn't.
1 o'clock in
It
the
was
morning.
silly. It was silly and dumb, but it wasn't fun enough to warrant that. I didn't think. But
don't watch it
either
at
way,
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was fine. It was earlier than that. That's when we finished it. But either way, another one for me. I anticipated a little bit because I saw this damn trailer for years. Man, it felt like ever since Rise of Skywalker, I saw this trailer. Free Guy. It came out. Yeah, this is one that it wasn't one that I was like, oh, I can't wait to see it. But it was on my radar. I wanted to see it, and it came out, and it was way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really dumb. But actually, if you've played it, if you spent any length of time in Grand Theft Auto Online, you're really going to have a good time with this movie, or just like games in general. I think it was, I gave it a 4, I think, and just really loved it. Ryan Reynolds was great. Jodie Cromer, I believe is her name, was fantastic too, which she'll be talked about again here in a minute. I think it's Comer, actually. Comer? Either way.
Yeah.
She was great. This was kind of one of her breakout roles this year, one of 2. And yeah, it was an awesome, fun time.
Yeah, she was a chick in Hunt, wasn't she?
No, I don't think so.
I think she was actually. Let me letterbox that real quick. If you got another one to talk about.
I actually have Letterboxd pulled up here.
Okay, I'll just add on to what you said because I got this on my movies I was really anticipating, and they way met expectations, and indeed it was Free Guy because I was just sold on it with just Ryan Reynolds. Just anything with Ryan Reynolds, it's certainly got to be good. Even if the movie's not good, he is always good. And Free Guy, damn, it was such a fun movie. Would easily suggested for people to watch it like on 3D and on big IMAX and to get the full effect of the movie. It was shot very nicely. I love the characters. The humor landed once Ryan Reynolds got the flow going of his just letting him be himself. And it's just that third act is so much fun with all the jokes on there. And I really want to talk about those jokes because they are so amazing. But I'm just going to leave it to your all's imagination and just watch it.
Yeah, it was great. It wasn't this. It's not the same gal though, Burt. Man, it's not the same lady.
Well, fuck.
But yeah, Jodie Comer, I believe. I did just look her up. Let me see. Let me just confirm. Oh no, wrong movie. Jodie Comer. Yeah, so she's relatively new to the game. She's done some stuff. She was in Rise of Skywalker as Rey's mom. Like that was how brief her role was in the past. So. Very, very short list, but she's had 2 really big performances this year, and that's being one of them. And but yeah, I think it was great. It was good. And lastly on this list for me, Burt, man, is Quiet Place 2. This is one that I was looking forward to. The first movie that really got delayed back in 2020. I was about to see it. Like I feel like it was like the next week, and it's like, oh yeah, it's delayed indefinitely, kind of deal. So saw it. I definitely exceeded my expectations, man. Absolutely loved it. The opening alone was just so tense and everything. And John Krasinski's just freaking. He's doing some great work as a director, and I thought bringing in Cillian Murphy was a good choice too, and he did a really good job. Obviously, Emily Blunt was great, even though she took a little bit of a backseat in the story. It was really solid, and I put it right up there with the first one. One of my favorite movies this year.
Yeah, and you could even say John was fantastic.
Yes,
as heavily rumored that he and Emily Blunt are going to be Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four Marvel movie, which I'm so hoping that's true because I think they'll be excellent for the roles. But before I mention my last one here, let me get some of these comments in. Y'all got some good ones here. This Carter says, I rented Willy's Wonderland. I liked it. Hell yeah. At least somebody appreciates it. Brad.
Look, I didn't absolutely hate the movie, but it was, it's not good for me. It's not good for me.
And Jonathan says, I'm going to start a YouTube channel in 2022 where I do movie and TV series reactions. Hell to the yes. Just keep us updated on that, and we'd be happy to support you and your channel. Just keep us updated on that, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck on your channel. And damn, dude, 235 in South Africa. dude, we really appreciate you just even spending some time with us. That's so awesome, dude. So that's another area around the world we can mark off our list that joined our channel.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome. Be careful out there with the new the COVID stuff going on, man. Hopefully you're safe and everything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and I want to mention my last movie that I was really looking forward to, and it just damn freaking exceeded expectations. It's competing right now as the #1 movie of my 2021, and that's the Last Night in Soho, with Anna Taylor. Yeah, Anna Taylor, and I can't remember the main girl.
Anna Taylor-Joy.
No, I meant her, but the other main character. That I'm kind of sort of new to her, but both of those girls,
Thomasin McKenzie.
Yes, both of those girls just really nailed it. Their roles in this movie, and Edgar Wright just told, and once again, a fantastic story, and especially this one being a thriller and a kind of like a crime, like solving mystery and all that. I once again did not guess correctly. I am a horrible movie IQ goer. Even though I wasn't really into like trying to figure out who it was, I was just enjoying the ride with the camera shots, the lighting, the color, the atmosphere, the 60s. They really highlight the 60s in this movie, and it's just a great job all around. Easily one of my favorite crime solving movies. So I actually gave it a golden reel of a 5 out of 5, but I think later down the line, it'll go back to like a 4.75 just for the one aspect I give on crime movies is they're only 2-time watches. After that, it's really hard to rewatch it because you know exactly what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a lot to enjoy, just like you said, with the atmosphere and everything going back and kind of getting enthralled into this setting that they put out. This movie, I thought I don't have it on this list just because I knew it was going to be damn good. I expected it to, and it was. So I guess you could say it met its expectations. So technically, yeah, it was good. It was a good time. I got about a 4 for me, just because some of the stuff going on. I won't spoil anything, but I thought it got a little cheesy at times, where it really didn't need to be. As opposed to scary, which is kind of what it was kind of going for, it seemed like for me. But still absolutely loved the setting, the atmosphere. The 2 leads were amazing. Obviously seeing them in there. Diana Rigg's last role, of course, too. She's a goat. And yeah, just really enjoyed it all around. Great time.
Hell sure. Yeah. Jake says Soho was a masterpiece for me. What's going on, Jake? And I agree. It is. I could see easily why it's a masterpiece. And I actually have this movie over Knives Out. What, Knives Out? Is that right? Knives Out with Daniel Craig?
Yes.
I suspect foul play.
I suspect foul play.
That's actually my favorite line of the damn movie. And Jonathan says, I'm saying Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters on December 16th. I will be right there with you on that. I will be seeing Spider-Man 2 on December 16th, hopefully in my Spider-Man outfit if everything goes according to plan. And hopefully you just didn't buy your tickets for $1,000. I hope that wasn't the case.
Damn.
Because I know Brad bought his for $1,000.
I did, man. I really wanted to get in there. Is that everything you got in this category, Bert? Then
yes, that is everything I got with movies that I had high expectations for, or I had expectations for, and they increased those expectations.
Okay. Well, lastly, what I have here is out of nowhere flicks. These are movies that I really didn't know anything about. Maybe I heard rumblings about them or something, but I learned about them right as they came out or just before they came out. Maybe I saw the trailer in theaters like a month before or whatever, and I saw them and they were really good. A lot of these movies are my top 10, if not 10, 15 of the year.
Yeah, and just kind of like an example of that is from, I believe, 2017, 2018. Somebody helped refresh my memory. But that was Ready or Not. Because that was a movie that literally came out of nowhere. 2019. Thank goodness. But that was a movie kind of example. It just came out of nowhere. Nobody knew anything about it. And it's one of the most talked about like horror movies of that year. And just Samara Weaving did an excellent job with that. So that's kind of like an example we're trying to aim for with this particular category.
Yes. Well, I'll start things off. I was talking about Jodie Comer a minute ago. I'm going to talk about her again. The Last Duel came out, Ridley Scott flick. This movie made the mistake of coming out in October with everything else that came out this month. So it did awful at the box office, but we saw it out there, and I absolutely love this thing, man. It's in my top 3 for the year. Adam Driver's in here, along with Jodie Comer and Matt Damon. Ben Affleck's in there a little bit. I thought this thing was absolutely fantastic. The way they did the storytelling for this thing, kind of breaking it up into 3 different perspectives, I guess, was very creative, something I've never really seen before. It had a pretty long, I think it's about 2.5 hours long, but with the way it presented the story to you, the pacing just kind of kept going, and really thought it was genius. And the visuals there, particularly during the duel and other things going on in the setting and the environment that we were in throughout the movie was outstanding. So if you haven't seen it, would definitely recommend it.
Damn. You got, like you just mentioned, a bunch of great casting right there with the actors and actresses. I'll try to give it a shot at it when it comes out like to digital, like for free or something, hopefully. So I'll definitely give it a try. But plus, Ridley Scott would really appreciate that feedback.
Yeah, I think he would, man.
Because he is not a happy camper about a lot of people about that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it got the short end of the stick because I think it, again, it came out like in the middle of October when Halloween was coming out, No Time to Die was coming out, Soho was coming out. Like we went to the movies like 7 times that month, and this was one of the 7 that we saw. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty wild.
Yeah, October was a busy month. So let me go ahead and go with my first one because it kind of relates to October viewings of Halloween Kills of Andy Matichek. Let's go with her movie of Sun.
Good flick, yeah.
I thought it was a really good flick, a little under radar. Like I heard bits and pieces about it, but nothing to get me like excited about. Then I heard some rumblings about how she gives off a very strong performance. I'm like, let's just give it a watch. I got nothing else to do. It's on Shudder, so I gave it a watch, and I was really blown away with the dark tone of the movie and just some of the themes they go after it. And Andy Matichek just brings in one hell of a performance. I think it's her best performance to date, better than Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills combined. I think that's how well of a job she did with her particular character.
How do you combine a performance?
I don't know, because they maybe don't give us enough Allison in these fucking movies. But hopefully Halloween Ends that changes the direction of Allison. But seriously, though, Andy Matichek, great job. I liked the movie. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. It really surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good too. I think I probably gave it more of like a 3 or like, I checked it on Shudder original, by the way. I don't know if you mentioned that or not. You probably did. It was good. I liked it. It's still probably in the bottom chunk of movies for this year for me, just because it was kind of, for me, it was kind of boring, but I really did like Andy Matichek in it. And, I thought it was good.
And before you get to your next one, I want to read some more comments real quick. Jonathan says, Wrong Turn was his most surprising movie of the year. And that's a very strong movie. And I surprisingly do not have it on any of the lists because I known about it. I was excited for it. And it hit my exact expectations of it. So that's why I didn't even mention it. But it is a very strong movie.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed it a little bit when it came out. It's progressively just fallen farther and farther down my list this year. I don't think it's bad. I think it's better than most of the movies in that franchise. But at the end of the day, I don't know if I'll ever go back and rewatch it. But it had some good moments I liked.
Mm-hmm. And Heather says, my favorite thing to come out this year is Dexter New Blood. Having such a good time with this revival series. I have not seen Dexter, but I am been hearing from people that it's been really good so far. So
same boat as the Birdman here.
Yeah. And then,
a couple things.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to knock off a couple because we got to make up a little bit of time here. But
damn, we're time 44 minutes. Time's flying. So yeah, go ahead.
Yes, a couple things right off the bat. One thing I really liked, Hulu original this year, Boss Level, with Mel Gibson and Frank Grillo or something like that. God dang, what I forgot his name, but either way,
pretty much Crossbones from Captain America and Civil War.
Yes, and he's the dude from the Purge movies, the second and third. Either way, Frank Grillo, I think is his name. But either way, that movie was hella fun. It was it was like a Groundhog Day style repeat and die kind of movie. Really had a good time with it. I thought all the cast was really good. And just fun from start to finish. This thing started off the year with a good sesh. Another one I wanted to talk about real briefly here is Pig with Nicolas Cage. Now, this, if you want to talk Nicolas Cage performances in 2021, this is the best Nicolas Cage performance of 2021 all day. Easy, not even, no competition. There's no competition. This is one of his best performances ever, honestly. Going back to, the start of the Nicolas Cage career, man. I think it was good. Good movie. Again, I'm not going to give it like a 5-star or anything, but I really absolutely enjoyed it, about a man looking for his pig. So there's a couple I just wanted to knock out real quick, back to back.
Man, Brad, bring home the bacon. But let's see here. Okay, I'll just mention 2. Blood Red Sky on Netflix. I actually heard about this movie through Lee McCoy, aka Drum Dums. I really enjoyed it. Yes, it's not an American movie. I believe it's a German flick. So they had to add the English, the words in there, to try to match up their mouths. They did not do a good job with that. So just didn't I didn't. It's hard to follow along, but the story they told and the atmosphere and just vampires on planes, love that concept, and I thought they really knocked it out of the park a bit. Home run for me. And then another one is Fear Street. I know a lot of people got excited for me. I had no freaking idea what it was, so I just put it low on my radar. And then just all of a sudden, this hype for it comes out with reviews and discussions on all that. And I'm like, let's finally just watch it and see what everybody's talking about. Absolutely loved it. And if you want to hear more thoughts about Fear Street, we did a video about discussing all 3 of the Fear Street movies. So be sure to go to our YouTube channel and find that video. But yeah, Fear Street, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's another one that's gone down for me ever since I watched it. I liked it quite a bit. 78. That was the middle one, right? That one was that one was a lot of fun. I really had a good time with it.
Chris just mentioned it. Fear Street 78 was amazing. The others were okay, middle of the road.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself. I agree. Okay, so another one that I really liked in this category is The Green Knight. I got the poster back here. That's one I probably should have known about a little bit sooner, but I didn't start seeing the trailers for it until probably like a couple months before it came out. And it wouldn't be fair to say that I've been anticipating it since last year or anything like that, but it came out, saw it. I thought it was really good. I got the 4K for Black Friday. I'm excited to go back and watch it again. It's really a slow kind of burn A24 style movie, so it may not be for everybody, but for me, I thought actually, yeah, it's right freaking here next to me. Yeah, it's right there. I thought Dev Patel was great, and Alicia Vikander is always a good time. So like that one quite a bit. And piggybacking off of that, Spencer came out last month. Kristen Stewart, dude, I'm telling you, I did not know she had these kind of acting chops in her, but she brings in an amazing performance as Princess Diana, and in a a relatively true story here, for all intents and purposes. And her performance was stunning. I think she's a shoe-in for Best Actress when it comes time for the Oscars. I would not be surprised at all. Actually, I would be surprised if she was not the winner of that. And if you want to talk about cinematography, man, and music, oh my gosh, this movie's got it. The best I've seen in a long time. It'll win some more Academy Awards there for sure, as well. One of those categories, I would say. So,
and you said it was Spencer, correct?
Spencer, yes.
Because I'm writing it down because I'm a huge fan of Kristen Stewart. I know she just gets a lot of shit with her Twilight movies, but the girl can fucking act.
She can now. I've seen it firsthand.
Same with Robert Pattinson too, but
oh yeah, he's my boy. But yeah, same here. I think Kristen Stewart's now on that same level, and she's completely redeemed herself from the Twilight days. I thought this was great. Stunningly shot. It's absolutely a beautiful thing to watch. Again, it's kind of a slower burn kind of deal. It almost feels like an A24 movie, but it's not. But it was absolutely a joy to sit through, and just a beautiful movie. Beautiful movie.
Hell yeah. And before I get to my last two, Jonathan, he says, I gotta go. Have a great stream. Thank you so much, Jonathan. And hopefully you have a good night. And these two movies for me, they're low on the, like, they're big on everybody's radar. Like, they know about it. Like, they're big franchise type movies. But for me, they're low on my radar because I have really low expectations and honestly had no interest in them, and that is the Eternals, Marvel MCU, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. I was very hesitant about the whole Ghostbusters Afterlife because I'm not the biggest Ghostbusters like fanatic. Like, I love what the original did; it's a classic. But I just almost didn't really give this movie a chance. And then I just had a free day, and I'm like, I'm bored. Let's just go to a damn movie and see what this movie is about. Bro, I'm a man. That movie almost had me crying at the end. Like, Ghostbusters Afterlife is so damn good, dude. Like, it's even competing right now for best movie of 2021 for me. I have not officially made a decision yet. I'm still thinking about it, but damn, it has to say a lot. If I just I almost gave it no chance to instantly loving it, and it'll be a classic for me. I just had such a great time with that theater experience. And Eternals, I was scared for the movie just because they kind of had like an Oscar-esque feel to it, like trying to win an Oscar, and that's not what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is about. So I put it way low on the radar for me of like, I'm just not going to expect too much of it. But damn, it's a fucking good time. They freaking cinematic, like it's just an experience, man. Like, all the actors and actresses did a good job. It was interesting learning about newer characters. The clothing, the clothing was great. I just thought they nailed it out of the park, and it'll be one of those popular Marvel movies that everybody gets shocked that's actually pretty damn good.
Hell yeah, man. Was that all for you there, or what?
Yeah, that is all for me for that category.
Okay. Once you go for your couple little bonus categories there, I don't have anything really on that list.
Oh, no, you're good. I'll rush through those real quickly. And pretty much those categories that's on my letterbox was a movie I had high that's now low, and a movie that's low that's now high. Or like for the biggest adjustments and jumps. For me, that was way up here, but it's slowly going down. And that is Zack Snyder's The Justice League. Not because it's a bad movie. I think it is a very great DC flick. The problem I'm starting to have with it, and why it's keep on going down, it's just it's 4 hours long and it's such a chore to get through. And I'm not going to put it on like every freaking day, or like it's just be like maybe once in a while I'll put it on like as a background thing for 4 hours. But like I'm not going to fully focus it on again for 4 hours. I only needed one feeling for it. And that is why it's going down for me for that particular reason. But don't get me wrong, it's still a damn good flick. And then the one that's actually keep on going, rising up and up and up is Free Guy. It's just like, it's not, I'm trying to word it in a way, but like Free Guy just keeps on surprising me with how much I loved it. I knew I was going to enjoy it because, again, Ryan Reynolds. How do you not enjoy Ryan Reynolds? But it's slowly just making its way up there. It jumped about 5 spots today when I was looking at my list again. So that's why I have to give a shout out for that.
Nice. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do the biggest bust and the most pleasant surprise.
All right.
Which one you want to do first?
We can go. Let's go with the biggest bust. Or actually, no, I think we need to save that for the finale. So let's go with the biggest surprise of 2021.
Okay. For me, I'll go. You want me to go first? You want to go first? Who talks first? I talk first. You talk first.
I can go. Oh, I just got done talking, so you.
I'll go first. Mine's an easy decision, man. It's Nobody. With Bob Odenkirk, man. This thing, I had no idea. I didn't even know what this thing was about. I just saw it was in theaters. There's a movie called Nobody, and I looked at it and I said, looked at the trailer and I said, there's Bob freaking Odenkirk playing John Wick. And I'm like, okay, sign me up. I went in there. I watched it. I loved it. It's still in my top 3 of the year. It's absolutely amazing. Bob Odenkirk finally gets a freaking movie to run himself. He's done a great job with Better Call Saul. Amazing job. Great job in Breaking Bad, of course, too. And you know, everything he does, he's he brings so much energy and charisma to the role. Nothing different here, man. He comes in, such a great time playing this John Wick kind of with a twist kind of style movie. And man, yeah, it was a huge surprise for me. And it's one I can't wait to watch again and again and again and again as time goes on.
Hell to the yeah. I bet you even freaking did a solo review on that one of how much you enjoyed it, from my recollection.
I wanted to. I don't know if I actually did or not.
I could have swore you did. No, you did. Sorry, that was boss level.
Yeah, I did boss level for sure.
Okay, yeah. So thank you. I need to see Nobody too because of how much you're high or just talking very highly of it. So hopefully one of these days we can get to it for a proper review or a movie discussion. But for me, the biggest surprise for me of 2021 is we got to go a little bit on the Disney side here with Cruella. I just had a lot of issues with the concept that they were trying to do of making Cruella the Vil, like the main character, like a good guy, even though she's one of the most darkest villains in the whole Disney world. I just didn't know like how they were going to do it. Then when they mentioned Emma Stone was going to play Cruella, I'm like, maybe this movie has promise, but I'm going to wait till it comes out on Disney Plus to give it a watch. Came out on Disney Plus, I gave it a watch, and dude, she was born to play that role. She did a phenomenal job. And I thought she was just going to carry this movie. But not only did she carry this movie, the other characters in this damn movie and the actors and actresses did such a great job keeping up with her and Emma Stone's brilliance. So I thought it was just such a fun time. Actually, it really surprised me, and it'll be like it's right now my number two live Disney action movie. Like action live movie, you know what I'm talking about with just it's not anime, let's just put it that way.
Live action.
Live action, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. It is my number two live action movie for the Disney movies of Cruella, all because of Emma Stone, a great casting, great direction and story, and just phenomenal job.
Hell yes. I'm glad you dug it, man. Okay, biggest buzz time, man. Biggest buzz. Do you want me to go first?
Let me go ahead and just take this Band-Aid out for myself. It's The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. Just because it has so much promise with the trilogy. It should have been done right. I just feel like it just wasn't done right at all. Just a lot of people were disappointed in it. No one was more disappointed than me because I love the Conjuring franchise, especially Conjuring 1 and 2. It just didn't have that same feel to it, man. Like, yeah, James Wan was there as a executive producer, but James Wan needed to be in that director chair to make a difference. It didn't. And a lot of people actually did like this movie. If you like this movie, I give you a lot of credit. Just for me, it just did not land at any of the levels. I felt like just Ed Lorraine, just those actors and actresses just kind of felt like fatigued with the franchise, and it kind of showed in this movie. So just for me, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It was the biggest bust of 2021.
Okay. See, I thought about putting that there, but the only reason I didn't is because I didn't have high expectations for it to begin with. And there was still enough there to at least have a little bit of fun with it, I think. It was kind of in tune with what I would have expected. It was a little bit worse, and still I don't think it's a good movie. But either way, I digress. My biggest bust is one that I really wasn't that excited for. I saw a trailer though, and I'm like, that looks cool. Went and saw it, and it was the most insulting movie of all time, and that's going to be Old here. M. Night Shyamalan.
That's a damn good one, dude.
This movie was such a disaster from a writing standpoint. It was an insult to fans across the nation, across the world. You come in here, the story he stole from a book. Okay, so that's like, okay, you didn't even come up with a story at this point. You're just ripping it off. Maybe he did some things to make it his own. The least you can do is give us some good dialogue in this thing and some other fun little twists and turns, which you didn't get. This thing was a nightmare. You take a cool ass concept, make a good looking trailer, and you get the most bland characters of all time. Dialogue that nobody would ever speak out loud in real life. You get most ridiculous scene. Remember the pregnancy thing, dude? That was.
Oh my god! Don't give me.
What in the actual fuck was that, dude? Like we're talking.
Bad.
we're talking about freaking 6-year-olds fucking in here in the movie, and it was awful. It was insulting, and I know here I don't know if we're gonna do a worst of the year video, but this is my worst movie of the year because of how insulting and how lazy it was from a writing standpoint in this movie.
Dude, and not only that, and just you talk about how bad that practice scene was. You know what's even more insulting than that? The movie's just fucking boring.
It is. It's boring.
Nothing
It never.
happened.
Yeah, I mean,
people get old and they died. I'm like, I could have fucking figured that out.
Now, I will say, like, I didn't necessarily get bored watching it, but yes, the story goes absolutely nowhere. The twist isn't fun at all. It's lame as fuck. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. There were worse movies that I saw this year, but for me, this is my worst movie of the year on Letterboxd.
Yeah, like that movie had no reason to be bad.
Yeah, it could have been good. It could have been a good time, but it was insulting and it was lazy, and we don't want to see that here. So it deserves to be in the last place for me.
Mm-hmm. And I absolutely agreed. I hope Mega Movie sees the Wolfman and the J-Man from J-Man's Movie Cave agree that Old is a bad movie. Let's get Wolfman some biggest disappointments right here. Biggest disappointment of the year is definitely Halloween Kills for me, or Those Who Wish Me Dead, as I love Taylor Sheridan as a writer, but man, he missed his mark with that one. And I agree with that. I just felt like there was just too many minds behind Halloween Kills, and it just shows.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Mega Movie, you just missed it. I was talking about Spencer a minute ago as one of my biggest surprises, I guess, of the year. I think you're one of the only other people that have it checked off on Letterboxd that I follow. So I know you're a fan of that. Love the movie, man. Good times. Good times.
And the
J-Man's in the house too.
Yeah, he has not seen enough 2021 movies, so much to catch up today. Yeah, man, and you got about, let's see here, 31. You got about 23 days left of December to get those 2021 movies in before we hit the new year. But we just figured since the year is coming to an end, we need to address some 2021 movies. And you can bet you that we have, you're going to be seeing a video or a live stream of our top 10 movies of 2021. You can guarantee that.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, I can't wait to do that and dig more into it. Again, I know we have some bigger releases coming out this month. Matrix, fucking Spider-Man, and Nightmare Alley looks pretty cool and all that stuff. But again, this is just one we just wanted to go ahead and get out the way. We wanted to just kind of do something this week and
just get back to the swing of things too.
Get back to the swing of it, baby. So hopefully none of those are too disappointing that would have made this list. I'm kind of hoping not at this point.
Yeah, and Wolfman says, Spencer is my number one movie of the year so far. Definitely would love to dissect it at one point.
There's a lot to dissect, man. I was telling Britt, man, and the rest of the crew here how good the cinematography was, the music, all that stuff. Kristen Stewart, oh my goodness, was amazing in that movie. It was a joy. Is all I could say. It was a joy.
Mm-hmm. Dude, and Soho was a joy too.
Yes, it was.
With Anna Taylor-Joy. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's it for biggest disappointments and biggest surprises and all kinds of sorts of topics we discuss here about 2021 movies. We all hope you enjoyed it. Again, we wanted to get back a swing of things. We are trying to look a little bit newer, fresher, and more professional-like. And we would love to hear y'all suggestions. If y'all have any about feature video ideas or something we can do different, because we just not only want to have a good time, we want to make sure you guys are having a good time too. And the J-Man just popped one up. On my Christmas break, I'm hoping to catch up on some movies. Damn right you better, because there are a lot of 2021 movies you do need to visit.
Yes.
So Brad, anything else you want to say before we officially close up?
No, man. I think that's it. I think that's good. I think we had a lot to talk about tonight, and it was good to talk about some of these movies. Some of these we didn't actually get a chance to do reviews for earlier in the year or anything like that, so it was good just to, at least briefly talk about them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're still discussing on ideas we want to do for 2022 if we want to continue doing reviews or just doing these good real lives and just talk about the movie and kind of like making that our review and just talking with you guys about it. So we're still thinking about that. We got so much more to announce for the year of 2022 where we're just excited. That's the main thing we are. We're just so damn excited. And if you want to come along with this journey with us, because we are right now, last time I checked, at 514. Our goal for the year at the end of 2022 would be to hit that mark of 1K subs, and we need your guys' help. And if you want help and support, let us know in the comment section. And just to subscribe, hit that like button, and ring that bell, ding, ding, ding. And right here are our social media accounts. We are going to be focusing more on these podcasts right here. We will let you know what particular shows we're doing for those podcasts. And I'm about to run out of breath and suffocate because I'm running out of oxygen.
Well, like you said, Brett said it all. Honestly, it's all there. Find us good reels. We'll good reel hunt together and all the good stuff. The links are down there. Thank you for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure to see all you guys. It's been a minute. And hopefully we'll be seeing you guys again next Wednesday, I think, is the day for Sunday.
Yes,
Sunday.
I actually got all this stuff. So I'm glad you brought that up too. This Sunday, we're going to be doing a watch party for Home Alone at 5 o'clock on Sunday. And yes, you did not read that wrong. This will be my first watch of Home Alone.
That's crazy to think about, but we're going to have a good time doing it. Celebrating Christmas all at the same time. It's
and watching my boy Mott.
We have a huge surprise for you guys coming on around Christmas time, so just be tuning in for that. But either way,
what also they could tune into is, as you said, next Wednesday will be the debut live stream episode of the Fight Club. And what better way to start off an episode than competing the two Tom Holland Spider-Mans of Spider-Man Homecoming versus Spider-Man Far From Home to get you all prepared and pumped for Spider-Man No Way Home that will be releasing the day after this stream.
Yes, and we are really looking forward to this battle. It's going to be a fun time.
Hell yeah. And lastly, with Chris Snyder, for our show we do with him called the Justice League, we will be diving into the Infinity Saga of the MCU phases 1 through 3 watch parties that will begin in January of 2022. The first one would be Iron Man on January the 7th. I believe that's a Friday at 8 o'clock. And if you stay tuned for this Friday, I will be on Chris Snyder's channel, which we do our very last Spider-Man watch as part of our Spider-Man watch series with Spider-Man Far From Home. And if you stay tuned to that show, you will finally figure out who the third man is of our team of Justice League.
Fourth man.
Screw you, it's 3. So, but no, that's it. All I got for everything coming up. So last thoughts?
All good, man. Looking forward to the stuff coming out, and we're pumped to be back and better than ever.
Hell yeah, and we'll keep hunting for those good reels so you don't have to, and we will see you for the next one.
Brother.
What you gonna do, brother?
When Hulkamania runs wild on you.
The third man!